Ebusua ye mama kwa abasronko so de Ghana Politics Avenue so ebusua mumma ye mbonra ye nsemu. Ebusua ye be breaking no political headline so mam say Chairman Wontumi afani guilty ewo eye Samreboi eye mining eye case illegal mining case no. Ebusua sisi a breaking news abetu jan say Chairman Wontumi sisi a de a jailing no eye 20 years, a sentence into 20 years with hard labor. Ebusua eye rehosem Emma Chairman Wontumi ene day ene Ghana man nyina. Ebusua sisi a Chairman Wontumi ye de ne ko nsawam sisi ye de ne kopi mu nsawam wo kotwa ne 20 years a eye high court the man efa ne galamsey a eye okoye akofa asem abrɛ no. Ebusua nsɛm ne ya project dia to screen ni enchen de amount. Chairman Wontumi jail 20 years in hard labor, fine 10,000 Ghana cedis penalty unit after being found guilty in Samreboi illegal mining case. Ebusua Chairman Wontumi okodem 20 years and he has also finding 10,000 Ghana cedi penalty a ese otua edema court no. Ebusua ende de ya rewosem ema Ghana ene MPP aban nyina. Ebusua mumyenkotie nsem bi so a ekeka ho ye ba de diaka ebeto amoso.
No, but
for any individual at all to run beyond.
Don't let us even be going this far.
And you can't do anything about it at that point.
The person that we are talking about has already said it. This is not the first time. He met the Council of Elders of the party last year.
Yes.
It was reported that emphatically he denied having or harboring the idea or intention.
I don't want you to speak for the president. I'm saying that the last one we've just heard from him.
Yes. He did that.
The people of Ghana gave him one additional
Absolutely.
But he hasn't spoken to us as to whether or not he will take the position if that constitutional...
That is not allowed. I will be very surprised if the Supreme Court...
It's not allowed where? After the referendum or before this referendum?
But the Constitution is very clear.
Yes, but after the referendum...
Who is going to do that referendum? You need money to be doing other serious things. He said we should go and extend mandates. Is that the priority of the country?
Mandates will be extended for at least, the president has confirmed, for MPs. He's told us that it may go to 5 years.
No, what I'm saying is that...
You know, you've heard the president say that.
Gumwa.
Yes.
Yes.
He said that.
Yes, but the point is...
So if you're extending for MPs, the temptation...
Even with that...
To extend for...
The MPs, some of us are even thinking that we have to reduce it to 2 years. Some of them, the first year, if we had our own, we should go and remove
So you can't do anything?
No.
What will you do if...
Some of them, the moment they enter parliament, I tell you, if you were to go back to the various constituencies, 1 year they will replace. They themselves will replace them. Why do you want to extend it to 5 years?
What will you do?
So the point is that let this constitution
Because if it's constitutional, if it's been changed, amended,
we haven't gotten there.
At that point,
we haven't gotten there. Thankfully, we have 2 individuals who have gone to the Supreme Court.
This week,
yes,
the government communications minister has told us that cabinet has discussed the constitutional amendment, the reforms, review, and this week pronouncements will be made. I doubt if they won't touch on the tenure because it was part of even the recommendation. No,
they can touch on it, but it will still be debated. You understand? I mean, these are proposals, these are recommendations. Government's position will not be bring finality to it. Some of it we will have to engage in referendums. So it still comes back to the people of this country. I'm saying that extending. So
and when it comes to referendum, you don't have the numbers. For instance, UP, you don't have the numbers to challenge.
Why do you keep that? Who doesn't have the numbers?
You don't have the numbers to challenge.
You know the strength of the UP.
How many people will you amass to vote against the referendum on extending the tenure?
Millions.
They have
millions
from where?
Millions from this country.
You have millions?
Millions.
The NPP has millions.
NPP doesn't have the million. Already they are breaking themselves. Have you heard what is happening in the party? He will tell you.
So who will amass the numbers?
The UP is going to amass the numbers, and we are going to tell the people of this country that 2 terms is enough. Can you imagine we were having a President Akufo-Addo for a 3rd term? What would have happened to this country? BP would have...
More free SHS.
Which free SHS? Having to see the scandals.
Are you enjoying the free SHS too?
Which one do you enjoy?
Your relatives didn't enjoy free SHS. Okay. So you, it's okay. Let's leave it at that this morning. Ati, can you imagine President Akufo-Addo for a 3rd term?
Well, I can't imagine because it's not a law. I don't want to even imagine a president saying that all clandestinely pushing people, instigating for a 3rd term. I don't even want to imagine.
Oh, there's something
even if it's within my party, I will still have a serious.
So you're saying that may be a disaster.
Because you see, one thing about power is that it emboldens people to do more. And when people flout the regulation, they flout the rules, and nobody comes after them, it also emboldens them to do more. So people that you see being part of a lot of social vices didn't start with just going through or to where they are today. They started with bit and bit of it, and nobody called them to order. This third-term agenda conversation, to me, is something that's even dead on arrival. Dead on arrival because, one, the Constitution spells it out. You cannot go for a third term. You can only be sworn in twice as a president.
Yes.
Already, President Mahama went on as a caretaker president. That, I think there was somebody also went to challenge it when he wanted to contest for the, I think when it was 2020. I think it should be same Ken Kranche. And Ken Kranche was corrected on it, but it was stated clearly that he had President Mahama had the right to contest for the 2020 elections.
Imagine that. How come we have your General Secretary imagining that the president is pushing for
I said, I cannot imagine that. That is, I'm saying that I cannot imagine.
So why is your party leadership accusing the president of imagining a third term? That's the question for you.
I cannot imagine he thinking that he wants to go for a third term. Meaning, to me, the thought of a third term by any leader, by any president is absurd. That is it. It doesn't mean that the General Secretary is wrong in his thoughts. He's not wrong in his thoughts. But I'm saying that it's even absurd for you to even think or have the idea of a third-term bid. You understand what I'm saying?
So where from the evidence? Where is the evidence from the NPP pointing out to the fact that...
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Where's the evidence?
Let me tell you something. If President Mahama decides to go for a third term, his biggest opposition will come from his own party. Will come from his own party because, look, you have the national chairman of the NDC moving around for the past almost getting to, I think, 1 year, 6 months. The moment President Mahama was sworn in, he started his campaign towards the presidency.
So you're telling us Johnson and Stephen Ketia will fight this?
Why don't you let me land? Listen, you're talking about this.
Yeah, I know. But I'm asking for clarity. You know we don't have all of the time, yes.
So let me land.
Yeah, so land on the front.
Oh, no. You're not a nice person. Let me continue. Look, I'm saying the biggest opposition will come from his own party. Esedun Ketia will fight it out. And in fact, when the third term base started with some elements within the government some months ago, there were certain counters. For example, Fifi Koite, who also came in and said that is bootlicking, and that cannot be accepted in any way. That brought a finality to that issue. Then all of a sudden, this issue comes up again. You see, from where I sit, there's nothing like coincidence. It means that there are some people underneath who are instigating this third-term ambition for the president within the NDC. You see, it is very hard. It is very hard for people to have power and see it being lost. When we talk about power, it's not about only NDC being in power. It is about certain elements who think that when President Mahama keeps on being president, they benefit out of it. So they will also protect their interests. There are certain elements within the NDC who also have the view that the moment the presidency of John Mahama comes to an end, their also involvement in NDC and holding position in the NDC also comes to an end. And it's normal with almost all presidents who've come and gone in this country. So it is not about President Mahama alone, or maybe he having a thought. But it is also people who have interests within the NDC and his continuous stay. And you see, my biggest fear is this Supreme Court interpretation. Look, as it stands now, I trust the Ghana journalists and the Ghana police than our judges.
Wow.
These judges have passed a lot of verdicts which seems to be flip-flopping on their own. On their own.
Wasn't not your party that was congratulating them doing the Pandai?
Can you let me land?
Are you disagreeing with your party?
I said that I do trust the Ghana police and Ghana journalists. And Ghana journalists. But the police and journalists are all the same. I do trust Ghana police and Ghana journalists.
Just 2 years ago.
Then the judges of this country.
2 years ago, your party, your leadership.
I am saying, and I made comment. I said recently because of the verdict that they passed.
What has changed significantly?
We were in this country when they just sat on the case and started animal farm as the backing to his ruling on abroad.
Have you read the ruling?
Did he cite George Orwell's animal?
But what's wrong? What's unconstitutional with the judge?
Did he cite it or not?
Yes, but
did he cite it or not? Does that judgment make sense?
No.
To tell me that not all men are created equal. Let me I'll continue. Recently, a judge sentenced a journalist
to be honest,
jail.
To be honest, I mean that's
within the next day. It is my view. It is my what should I retract? No. When I'm saying that I do trust, so you are possible to trust the judges more than the journalists and the police. I said I trust the police and the judges. What are you talking about? No. Do they pay themselves? Do they pay themselves? I'm saying that I do trust Ghana police and Ghana journalists than the judges of this country.
That's your opinion. But
that is my opinion.
The basis for your opinion is that don't create the impression. Don't create the impression.
You cannot tell me that. You cannot tell me that I'm creating an impression. I am telling you that from my view, where I sit, if not for anything, there's been surveys around.
But hold on.
Where are you?
I'm
sitting here.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. So you
disagree with your own party?
Yes.
I disagree with
you remember what your party said?
I did tell you right now. I said, based on their judgment.
No, I'm asking whether you disagree with your own party.
I have my view. I can speak my view.
So this one is not the view of the party.
Okay. I do trust the Ghana police and the Ghana journalists and the judges of this country. So cases like this, I don't know. Cases like the third term bid and its interpretation, I don't know how it will land. We were in this country when the bench warrant was issued to somebody. For years, the person never came to this country. The person came to this country heavily protected by national security. Then the same Supreme...
And was freed.
Same Supreme Court sat on it with their own bench warrant and they brought a verdict which you read and you get to... You just wonder, what did they just write?
You see,
telling us that...
Just land and was freed.
Okay.
He was freed.
After he's been freed, he's out there.
Doing the same thing.
Hold on.
So you want me to try the judges of this country?
So
look, in my view, Ghana police has this element of corruption around them. Ghana journalists, you've also joined recently. They've also joined recently. And I'm saying that even with you two, I trust.
So what are you saying?
I trust you and the police more than the judges.
Okay, thank you.
So in this case, like,
what are you talking?
I do not know. I do not know how it will go. So I fear for this judgment.
Yeah, right.
So you are thanking him for this.
Hold on. Solo, hold on.
Did I hear why you also supporting this view?
Yeah, and let me come through.
I am scandalized.
Solo, hold on.
Supporting what view?
So the view.
Your ideology.
Guys, just hold on. So hear my point. So I'll give you.
My goodness.
Solo, just
this view.
Solo,
the last bit of the
I want to make a statement.
You have agreed to everything that he has said.
Yeah, hold on. I want to make a statement before we continue.
Yes.
Let me say this. Your allegations or assertions this morning. We have to issue that disclaimer first of all.
My view.
Your view. Yes. Whatever the case, I get that. We have to issue that disclaimer first of all. That these are your views.
So I hold.
But hold on.
I'll even issue the disclaimer for you. I'll even issue the disclaimer for you.
I get that.
I accept.
But that disclaimer is because the point is that whatever we say is our views.
So let me say this: that we are not saying that the judge at any point erred by citing books in arriving at his
and that happens all the time.
Also, which is very normal in procedure. Also, yes, but hold on, let me learn so that
you forgot about the black house. You forgot about the black house.
Yeah, it happens. Okay, and then the second point, and then the second point is that we cannot prejudice any process here simply by saying that because something happened in the Kevin Taylor case, which of course the courts do not enforce arrest. You should know that, because the police service would have to enforce whatever warrant is against the individual. So if that individual is before court and the court decides to free him, that's a different matter. Okay. So we have to put all of that on record before we proceed. Okay. So where you can hold on. Let me hear from Ivan.
Yes, no problem.
Council is also joining us.
Council is there.
Let me say good morning to you and to our cherished viewers out there. To start with, I think this particular suit is quite frivolous, and I will be very surprised if the Supreme Court will entertain it. And because if you look at Article 66 to 1 and 2, there is no ambiguity hanging on anything that will warrant the invocation of Article 130 that is the interpretative jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Because the Supreme Court will accept that invitation when there is an ambiguity hanging, and that is when you'll be able to invoke that particular jurisdiction. But as it stands now, it's a plain language. There is no ambiguity. And I wonder why. And again, if you go to the United States of America, the Supreme Court, they have set a very high standard for invoking the interpretative jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is not a canteen for dishing out constitutional opinion.
Oh, canteen, how?
Yes. It's not a canteen for dishing out constitutional opinion. Like you said, you don't understand something, you just watch.
Why are you and Solo undermining a lawyer who's testing the law?
Being a lawyer doesn't make you an embodiment of whatever. You understand? Anything you say is mere opinion. The only difference between you and the ordinary person, you have a certain refined understanding of the law. But when it comes to interpretation, no lawyer has the right to interpret a constitution. If you look at our constitution,
really?
Yes. Oh yes. Anything you say is mere opinion. The only difference between a lawyer and an ordinary person.
But it's an authoritative opinion.
It's authoritative. The judges can trash them. You don't. No. It remains an opinion. It's only refined. That is why judges throw most of it away in the courtroom. It is only a judge that has the sole power to put interpretation on a constitutional test. That is a fact that has to be established. That is why you have a lawyer in a courtroom standing on his feet for 1 hour, speak, and I know that everything will be trashed. It's a pure opinion. Only difference is that it's refined.
Are you referring to some particular lawyer here? Or?
Oh, I'm not referring to it. I'm just making a very bold statement on what the actual
because Solo did same this morning by just, you know.
So you see, the Supreme Court does not respond to hypothetical constitutional questions. Yeah. First of all, if you go to the US, the one I was making reference to, for you to invoke the interpretative decision of the Supreme Court,
what's the threshold?
There is an element that has to be satisfied. One has to do what we call the ripeness. The situation might have arisen.
So on the face of it.
On the face of it. So the element of abstraction will be absent. So when there is an element of enforcement, then an actual situation can be enforced. And if you go to in Ghana Supreme Court, a lot of such cases have been thrown out because it was hanging, it was hypothetical, and the Supreme Court in the past have said that it is not an avenue for additional constitutional opinion and those kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, if this particular case, the Supreme Court accept and decide to interpret it or work on it, the outcome is that what is the situation in town right now that will warrant this particular interpretation? Those elements or those questions will have to be answered, else it will push it to the realm of hypothetical constitutional question, which the Supreme Court might want to throw away. But away from all these things, let's come back to the substance. You see, the president has made it quite clear that on the face of the Constitution, if you read
what the president says.
Quite clear. That he's entitled to just 2 terms.
As of now?
As of now.
So what happens if that opportunity presents itself?
What opportunity? I'm saying that the suit itself is frivolous. You see, the only how do you call it, remedy to this particular tenor saga we are talking about
is before.
No, it's Article 290. It's Article 290, amendment of entrenched clauses.
Exactly what I'm saying. So you're telling us that simply because we have the 66(2) in our law books now, the statutes now, okay, it doesn't exist.
Okay.
What if we do the referendum and the interpretation arises?
No. You see, you're also doing the hypothetical thing. You understand? It's more of a conjecture. Oh, we can sit here and start to conjecture. You understand? But let's just pin our mind to the actuals. What is actually
say that there's a third-term agenda?
By who? By who?
Because power would not.
No. If there is going to be a third-term agenda, the ultimate beneficiary will be the president. And he has made it quite clear. You see, in politics, what you need to understand is that trust and confidence is very key, very essential. If President Mahama comes out today and attempt to invoke whatever you call the provisions, that is Article 290, that will rob away that public trust and confidence. We are coming from...
but who cares at that point?
People cares. Are you aware for recent time our democracy has been teetering on the brink of a possible crash? Are you aware?
But Ivan, I'm saying at that point,
this is a time for us to suture. Okay.
I mean, who cares at that point? Because if it will benefit a political class, they would let it go.
No. But this country does not belong to the political class alone. That is why your opinion, mine, and several others matters. You understand?
You know, the reason why I don't want us to throw away what this guy is taking to court is because there is an actual constitutional review process.
Okay.
You know, that has been
good.
And the extension of a tenure is ingrained in the whole conversation.
That is another leg of propaganda that has been activated. Let me answer that.
What's the problem?
Let me answer you. If the Constitutional Review Committee tomorrow comes out with a paper and they tell everybody...
They've already come out.
Let me conclude it for you, that we have accepted what we call the 5-term for a president. The Constitution, are you aware that it doesn't take retroactive effect? President Mahama will never be a beneficiary of it.
I disagree with you.
No.
On the point of law.
No, you can't disagree.
Because once you remove the cap, that no individual can run more than 2 terms, there's nothing barring a previous president from standing in the fresh elections. That's my.
No.
There's absolutely except
that can be subject. We can debate.
No,
that.
I mean
you understand
every election.
But you see,
so that's why I'm saying your leader may not be the next president.
What are you talking about?
We are just submerging ourselves in a realm of conjecture.
So you see, the possibility he's talking about.
You see, we can push ourselves to the realm of suppositions. You see, it's part of politics. But we need to look at the reality. There is no reality. First of all, for us to grant substance to this particular conversation, we must first look at the intention of the person in question, which is the president. And he has made it quite clear. Even yesterday, he made that particular statement point clear that it's left.
Is the president the only one going to change a constitutional provision?
I'm saying that he is the ultimate beneficiary.
It doesn't matter.
The accusation, the general secretary of the MPP,
political mechanism.
The accusation the general secretary of the MPP was heaping, he was heaping it on the president that he is interested. And that is the kind of propaganda I'm distilling, that the president has not expressed any interest.
So you see,
of a
one second, Ivan, my question is not being answered, and that's what I put to Solo earlier. The president has told us that for now, the people of Ghana have given him 1 additional term.
Yes.
What would the president do if he's given the opportunity again through another political mechanism?
Who is going to give that opportunity?
Are you the only Ghanaian?
I am saying that even if this process is subjected to referendum, there is no way anybody can win. You understand? You need to understand that. You think, you see, governance is not about.
Ivan, why are you not answering that?
No. I'm saying
answering that
I am.
So probably.
No. You see, I cannot answer. I cannot answer because it's conjecture, and conjecture has no single answer. You understand? You are conjecturing. I can also conjecture and give you a response, which will not satisfy the reality. You understand? But that is why I don't want to push myself to the realm of supposition and assumptions. I just want to sit with the reality and what the Constitution is. If you look at the intentions of the framers of the Constitution.
Are you being objective on this matter? Because
I am.
There's a politics to it.
Because I don't see the possibility. I don't see the possibility of us going on this particular line. It will break trust and confidence, and that is the kind of thing I don't want to even start with, because it is not possible. The very moment that conversation is started in this particular country, then the trust and confidence people have in political establishment, that will be the end of it. You understand that? And the president understands it. He's one of the most experienced politicians. He knows the consequences and the implications if any attempt is made in this particular regard.
The president is a politician.
That is why consistently,
the president is a politician.
President Mahama has repeated this more than 4 times, telling people that he is not going to contest, that he has to.
No, he's not telling you he's not going to contest. He's told you that for now what he's been given is just 1 additional term by the people of Ghana. I'm saying that what happens,
I can't satisfy.
Have you had a conversation with the people of Ghana that they want to test
Ivan, one thing I need to understand.
So why are you having issues with these two when they tell you that there's a 3rd-term agenda?
Who has said that?
I have not spoken.
You haven't.
President, let me also make.
These are people fantasizing themselves. The MPP, they don't understand what is going on.
Let me make a point. This whole thing is a sort of a political engineering that has been activated by people to have a course of action to speak to something, because there are actual and factual situations happening in this particular country. A lot of issues that we can speak to. It's just diversionary tactics. Because there hasn't been any official statement from the government or anybody seeking to even create an impression. And they are saying instigation. The person in question, let me finish. Atik said there are people instigating. The principal.
When they semi course of political highway, so far, Chairman Wontumi is here. Séntèncè no, ebusia, 20 years. Is here now, so I share power. Okucha, full. No, about Nyadia, Omobe, Etiso, Amano. And it's also, I find in a year 10,000. When in summer, a year, Yadiabetu Jana, say breaking news, Yadiabetu Jas is here now. Ebiso, and I'm Kwanso, Eba. Also, Superabri, and also Superabri, not so one share, no, I turn notification bell, so am I. Sense political, so any